Recently, I received this email talking about the Titan 2 Elite that is coming soon in the Kickstarter, which is in 24th March, which is, I think by now is probably open. And what do you guys think about this? Have you used Unihertz phone before? When I found out about this, that is really coming soon in a couple of days when I'm filming this video, oh boy, I got so excited. I just love the orange phone. It looks super cute and nice. The black one looks very professional. It's perfect for like work professionals, but the orange one though, it kind of reminds me of the new iPhone with the orange tone. I'm guessing they're trying to match this kind of the hype around that orange iPhone, but I love that. It's super cute. Now I know it's a little bit not in a context of an e-ink device experience, but this is just one of the other topics that I'd like to share in this platform. And if you're into those kind of things, then let's stick around and let's gather around all the Unihertz fans, because I just want to share my experience with Unihertz and talking about this new phone right here. If you're into like a retro vibe kind of phones, like for example like a T9 kind of phone, I've been playing around with this since last year, and it does help me try to push down my consuming time with social media. And also several years ago I've owned a BlackBerry Passport Silver and also BlackBerry Q5 in black, which was my introduction to QWERTY keyboards, besides from the classic T9 Nokia 3200, which was my very first phone ever in my secondary school. And as of today, I just want to feel the nostalgia. I just want to know what's out there that is still modern but has a QWERTY keyboard. And I know the BlackBerry can be one of them, but I have to say like the OS is not really ideal for today's time and day, and I wanted to able to use a proper daily apps, so I did some digging and I found something. This is what I stumbled upon while I was doing my research, because at a time last year, Titan 2 was a huge deal, especially when it was still on Kickstarter, and a lot of people were like buying it. But when I did some measurements, I just cannot handle it. Like literally, my tiny hands will not be able to handle a big and chunky phone like Titan 2. And that is why I started searching again that is more practical of my usage. This is when I stumbled upon this older version called Unihertz Titan Slim. I think it's just a perfect form factor for my hand, even though you can tell that it is a chunky device, but it is slim on this profile, but not this side. But it is really good to hold on the hand. Also, it has the QWERTY keyboards that I've been looking for, and it also has that functionality that you can swipe across pages with the keyboard, just like the same with BlackBerry. That is really cool. I found this device on eBay. It is a used one from Japan, so it has to ship it to come to Singapore, which, you know, kind of a little expensive, but anything for the vibe, right? So that is how I kind of got it, and I've been using it for the last 5 to 6 months now. It is still an on and off type of scenario, because I still have things inside my iPhone that is a little bit harder for me to use on this phone, especially banking apps and Apple Payment. I cannot I don't dare to use Google Payment with this phone because it is lacking of security updates, so I just cannot risk this kind of sensitive information with this phone. But anything else like calling, texting, or like scrolling social media, I think is still a good phone to use. I am aware of this kind of disadvantages. I did some research and ended up by still buying it because I still have my iPhone with me. And with these two things partnered together, I think is a good bet if I want to experience more of a QWERTY side of things. But yeah, that's where we are right now. I have to say that the keyboard really reminds me of BlackBerry when I was typing with it. Also, like the slanting of the keyboard, it is comfortable for me to type on. It is small, but with my tiny hand, I think it's just right. Also, I saw some videos talking about how annoying it is to accidentally hit the home button right here, which is a touch button. But there is a workaround with that. So you just go to the settings and change it to double tap and you'll be right back to home. So that is kind of the shortcut that I did as well, just to fix that kind of annoying issue. Now, one really cool way to use this kind of QWERTY keyboard, I have this app called Termux terminal, which is technically a Linux terminal that you can install on your phone, and you can do all sorts of development stuff with this. But I am no coder, I'm not a programmer, but I was greatly influenced by videos on the unique things that you can do with a phone like this. And I was so happy that I managed to use Task Warrior as a to-do list and also calcurs as my calendar management. Maybe I could show you a little bit of that. So just a quick showcase. So this is Termux, and you can definitely just type around in here. I use Task Warrior as my to-do list. So you can tell I do have a to-do list right here. And yeah, so I'll just be adding my list, and if it's completed, then I will just put like yeah. So now my list is clear because it's being completed. So that is just like a very cool kind of way to do a to-do list compared to like a Google Notes or any other notes app that you have. And another thing that I do is the calcurs. This one is kind of cool as well, just for your own calendar management. I mean, it is a lot of work, but it is cool to have and use this kind of things just to have, you know, just to be a little bit of a different to compared to using a Google Calendar. It is not for everybody, but if you're into exploring this kind of different way, then I think you're really gonna enjoy this. And because I'm an iPhone user, I use iMessage. And this, normally we cannot message from an Android to an iMessage, but there is a workaround. And one of them is the OpenBubble app. Now this, with a little bit of tweaking and putting in your Apple credentials, it does work. You can receive and text message through iMessage to another person who is using iMessage as well. So that is kind of cool that I've never imagined that would actually work on an Android phone. But yeah, it does work, and I'm really happy that I was able to do that. Now, when it comes with the pros, I think there are many types of advantages for this. It varies from person to person. But for me, I think having the OpenBubble, able to use it for my iMessaging, and also the Termux terminal for my little dabbling on my own, like Task Warrior, calcurs, I think those are really cool. Those are kind of advantages for me. Also, the QWERTY keyboard, it is a pull factor of why I want to have this kind of phone, because of the nostalgia. and also it is a dual SIM. So when I travel, I would have my Singapore SIM in here and also the overseas local SIM on the other port as well. So that is kind of cool. Now the cons though, this thing, the screen is terrible under the sunlight. It is so bad that you barely see what's on your screen. So I will not use this under the sunlight. There is no security updates as well. That is really unfortunate. That's why I don't use it for my banking apps or any card payments. It is a risk to use. It also has a smaller screen compared to an iPhone. So when you watch something like YouTube or like Netflix or whatever, then it is a bit of a adjustment to have. But yeah, that is just one of the disadvantages as well. There is no 5G, it only supports 4G. It is a thick phone, despite it being slim this way, but it comes here, it is very chunky. And the camera is really basic, so we will not be using this for any video taking or photo taking. Maybe the basic photos, you know, the quality is not that good, maybe you could still use this, but it is a really basic camera. That's why I still kept my iPhone. Even though while I'm still using this, I still have my iPhone around with me to be able to combat all of these negative things about this phone. You must be asking, why the heck did I even buy this when there's so many disadvantages of getting this one? To be honest, I do want to have the Titan 2, which is more modern, but I just cannot have that kind of size of phones, and it just beats the purpose of having a cool QWERTY that is lightweight, that I'll be able to handle it properly. I still bought this for the reason of I just want to explore QWERTY keyboards again, and in the future if there is a proper that is much smaller than Titan 2, then I would probably get one if I do decide to get one. And that is kind of one of the reasons why I got this, just for experimentation, just to have fun. And that's how we end up with this video, which is the Titan 2 Elite. Should I be getting this Titan 2 Elite? I still don't know. I still don't have answer for that. It is very intriguing, especially with the 5-year support. That is a huge plus for me. And also it is much smaller than Titan 2, but I think like the depth size, it could still be a bit of a chunker like this, but it is still much smaller than Titan 2, and it has a QWERTY keyboard, so that is really a huge plus for me. So I think I will wait until the Kickstarter opens, and hopefully even more tech reviews on this specific phone will come up eventually, and from there I will make some little bit of a decision. I know there is a competitor with this Unihertz Elite. This is from Clicks. This is their brand new mobile phone, which is a Clicks Communicator. It is having that kind of QWERTY keyboard as well. There is a huge debacle between this Clicks versus the Elite on Reddit. It is just really interesting to read the kind of comments coming from different types of people and what do they think of this between these two phones. And personally, I think this Titan 2 Elite, it just looks better. If I'm being honest, I think the exterior of this Elite is more professional and more well put together compared to the Clicks. But I did hear that one of the members in the team from Clicks is an ex-BlackBerry staff, so I guess they would know how to make a proper phone. But right now I'm still running towards Unihertz for the kind of QWERTY keyboard style of phones. So what do you think? Would you get Unihertz or Clicks? It's a huge conversation online right now. It is interesting to read the different kinds of opinions about these types of phones. I'm just excited that this kind of phones just came out and people started making them, and I also want to see how this phone performs in the end, where we could have like an actual phone review on these individual phones, and we should see whichever we're gonna get, or I might just end up with another iPhone again. So let's see, maybe stay tuned for the next update. If you want to find out more or read more about our video today, then you can check out our Substack post right in the description below, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye!